Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here, time for some more Mega Crab. Let's do stages 30 to 32. Let's boom some beaches. Alright, let's get into it. Stage 30 using hooker, and I was amped up and ready. I must have been boosted. This would have been after an up attack or something, and I wanted to go for the solo. So I'm rocking 1 boat heavy, 7 boats Zukas, did a little park there, and then I'm trying to go straight up and see how that flare was in range of the Dr. T lookalike, so your troops are less likely to go wandering. However, I didn't account for that. I was supposed to take it out before I started my attack, and the other one on the right, and that's what kind of ruined me. So I need to start by taking those 2 out and then heading up. So that was a bit of a mistake, and I obviously wanted to take out the shield generator, shock the rocket launchers and shock launchers, so that I could have the heavies sort of on the right tanking the shock launcher, and then we were doing away. So it's definitely possible to solo that one if you are boosted. So check that one out. And then looking at the map, I decided Rooker was going to be easier for the finish. So I took out anything that was going to distract my Rooker from getting up there, Rooker being Rifleman Zuka. So I just wanted to get those out of the way, pop that cryo bomb and the other one to slow down the machine guns, and then we just went to work. Didn't get the cryo bomb freezing our own troops, which is a bonus, getting some critters out there just to stop the boom cannons from picking us right off, because there's a lot there. And yeah, just taking care of the splash damage on the way up, the machine gun, the mortars, and mines obviously are a bit of an issue. I already bartered out the shock launcher up top, and there we go, we're on the core, only the boom cannon is hitting us, so life is good. There we go. Stage 30 goes down. Simple as that. So that was 2 attacks. I was boosted. As I've said before, I'm only using my usual boosts that I would be using already. So let's jump in. Stage 31. And I want to get rid of all the speed serum that might cause me issues later on, because I'm not planning on using it. And look at this. Sneaky skanks. It's a bit weird. Got them under the smoke, and what I didn't really anticipate with this tactic is that I would run out of GBE so fast, and because I used all that artillery and barrages, I just came around that corner with like no GBE, which I thought was just crazy. So then I'm trying to use shocks on these boom cannons, try and take them out, and then we're just trying to push in as far as we can so that we can do something in the next attack. So here we go. Let's jump in the second attack. So that was unboosted, and now I'm still unboosted with skanks. So for like each time I started this attack, I was like, should I take out the cannons and the boom cannons, save me a bit of GB in the next attack? I was like, oh, I think I can do it anyway. And then I got to around the corner, and again I ran out of GB, even though I didn't BART anything. So I was pretty surprised with that. Pretty bad mistake really, because all my scorchers die and I only get tanks up to where I wanted them to be, and then everything's speed serumed up, which is awesome. So there we go. So I didn't want to run that anymore, so I went with Rooker unboosted. The reason I did this is get the rifleman to take all the hits, a couple of critters, take all those hits, and then we should have more GBE than we started with, so that we can do the core rush. And then these, I actually just wanted the rifleman to die, so I wasn't worried about covering them up. And those smokes were pretty gapped. And then we're going for the critter shock. The left critters were a little bit too close to that rocket launcher dead zone you can see there, and that's why it started picking me off, which is unfortunate. And this sort of similar thing happened on the right hand side too. So you want those critters basically as close as you can to the Zukas. Normally you want a bit of space so that you don't get splashed by them. And I was thinking I was going to get that down, but it didn't. But that's fine. We're using a lot of attacks on 31, which I wasn't happy with. but it's okay, we will get by. So I used one smoke just to avoid getting taken out by that boom cannon too much, and flaring right up, gapping their smokes nicely. We did lose the delay on a couple of the rocket launchers, but that's okay. And then we kind of learned our lesson with the critters, but not quite. They were a little bit closer, but not close enough. We still got picked off. Ugh, it hurts. So there was another one. Didn't go through, but that's okay. So let's jump in and do this attack. Was recorded live. So let's scout it out. Make sure we've got a good plan before we go in. So we're looking at basically the same thing, but we've only got 172k on the core, so we could effectively flash kill it really, but we really want to focus on those critters and shocks, because we're not gonna get there with a hell of a lot of GBE whilst we are unboosted. So let's check it out. I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna position the smoke a little bit better so that I don't get popped off as much by that boom cannon. Well, I thought I was, but then oh, I did. There you go. Boom cannon didn't pop off. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then we've got the flare. I'm going to go flare on the corner. That's your safer flare. You can flare right up into that corner, right up by the kill zone. And I'm going to get the smoke a lot, because these single shots just don't have a chance. They're not going to fire. And then I get to it a little bit more. You got to watch out for those rocket launchers and shock launchers turning. I think the rocket launcher fires there. So then we're going to tighten up those smokes a little bit, and let's just head up to the core. Trying to get some really good spacing on these smokes. You don't really want to peak, but you also want to arrive with enough GBE. See, I've got those smokes almost perfect, and I've only got 47 GBE after flaring onto the core. So we're going to keep in mind those critter points. We're going to put them nice and close, and then we're going to shock immediately. They left, the critters were a little bit late, so everything sort of targeted the Zookas to begin with, but that's okay. Boom, the core goes down, 1 med kit. I like it. 31 was giving me a few issues. I mean, there's more attacks than I was really wanting to spend on one stage, but there you go. So let's jump into stage 32. So I'm still unboosted for this, I believe, and we're running in with skanks. Finish spot was just up at 9 o'clock. We're going to get rid of the speed serum because I'm not planning on using it, and a cryo bomb just going to clear the mines, which is going to be great for us. Probably could have used that a little bit better to my advantage, like just before we were launching. And I just got rid of some boom mines around the cannon because I'm eventually going to be throwing HZ up into the left corner, or AZ, might be AZ, because I want to get rid of those 2 rocket launchers. That's why I'm barting those out. So the skanks got pretty far, but I wanted to retreat. I think I was at 8 out of 8 attacks as well, so that's why I'm sort of rushing these attacks. I'm like, it doesn't matter because I got 8 and I don't want to max. I don't want to stay on max forever. I wanted to finish the GBing these 2 rocket launchers down, and then just drop the skanks, see how far they go. Hitting these rocket launchers at the front will obviously save me some smokes with Zookas later, so that's awesome. And if they take some of these shield generators out as well, that's a bonus. It's less damage on the core than I need. So there we go. Oh, I didn't realize that last shield generator was so close. Probably should have artilleried that, or just let it get taken out. And then we switch to hooker. The reason we're going hooker is because we want to clear the, we don't want to clear too many mines. So there's a few mines there. We don't want to be wasting GBE because we're unboosted. So we're just going to use a flare landing just to keep nice and grouped. And we're going to flare up and then drop the heavies. The heavies will start a little bit further back, so we can keep flaring up and not having to worry about the heavies getting too far away from the Zookas with our smoke gaps. So here we go, I flared right up just so you could see how they path around that corner. Some of them heavies went a little bit wide there, which is okay. And then we're just going to 2 smoke on the landing. The 2 smokes at the front probably should have been first, but because we should be out of range of everything, we weren't too worried. And then this rocket launcher on the right came into play a little bit more than I was expecting, but that's okay. I didn't expect it to be able to pop off all of those Zookas. using the medkits just to try and sustain some of that rocket launcher fire. I didn't realise it was out of range, so I kept dropping critters just before that 5-second reload time, and then I realised I was home free, so it's all good. Only the boom cannon is just picking us off every now and again, and that is fine. I think we did drop one more set of critters. Oh no, I'm over it. Oh yeah, the shield generator goes down, so we have GBE for more critters, and then they'll just distract the boom cannon for a couple shots. And boom, the core goes down. No medkit on that one, but it's okay. And that'll do it for today's video. The stages 30 to 32. We've got warriors loaded up for some map clearing now. Comment down below how you're going. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more Boom Beach.